Thank you for joining me, Andrew.
Winging it.
Yeah. Winging it.
I'd always recommend going to LGS.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you get this deck?
That was online.
That was online? Was that Amazon?
It's always online.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Would you recommend that to a new person?
Not buying full collector boxes. I would not recommend buying stuff like this right out the rip.
Go all in.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Magic for Beginners series on Fork and Spoon MTG. Tonight we are going to be doing a podcast. My name is Gabe and this is Andrew. We've both been playing Magic the Gathering for a decent while. We're actually doing a Commander game tonight here, so we'll be recording some of those games. In the meantime, we're going to be going over some of the things that you're going to want when you are first getting into Magic the Gathering. How do you feel as prepared as you can for a game that's been around for 30 plus years, that has a plethora of keywords and different styles of playing? So me and Andrew are going to be just going over some questions that are common for players when they're first getting into Magic. And we're going to break down our own answers and just kind of talk about some of them. So thank you for joining me, Andrew.
Winging it.
Yeah. Winging it. This is the first podcast style video we've done on this channel. So give us some grace, and we're going to be going through some notes on the phone to go through it because both of us just got off work and now we're here doing some of these questions. So number one, let's see. What are good things to consider when picking out my first deck? So with some of the people that I have gotten into Magic the Gathering, I have definitely asked them if they like to be more of like a spellcaster or someone who, you know, wants to be in the battlefield with big creatures. You can find some starter decks that are a little cheaper in that sense. So I like to figure out what kind of themes people enjoy playing the most.
I think themes are a big one, or like the complexity.
Yeah.
Like how deep you want to go.
Yeah.
Right off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
Few, like 2 colors monos. I love monos.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Those are nice and safe.
Yeah. I think themes play a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, for me, it was fitting a theme and then getting a pre-con. That way I didn't have to like really force myself to not have to like learn all of the aspects right away to know what kind of synergizes with everything. So
Yeah.
pre-cons are pretty big.
Yep.
Easy way to get into it. Some people hate them. I love them.
Yeah.
Not a lot of work.
Yeah.
Rip the box open, sleeve it, and go.
Yeah, it's nice that you could play it the same night, and that really does, I think you hit it right on the nail with the theme being straightforward always helps early on, and then you can always grow on it, you know, to, you know, some of the pre-cons that you can get have lots of growing potential. Others you might have to fully take apart if they're split between 2 commanders, but yeah.
And then you can just upgrade as you go.
Yeah.
Fine tune it to what you need, and then you learn if you like that style or not, or just to continue.
Yeah, Magic really seems to, they have a theme for everything. There's even a secret layer cars, and my in-laws are into cars, so I was like showing my brother that. I was like, you could build an artifact vehicle deck with cars, just automotive. But you have stuff like Warhammer, all the secret layers. Then just the Magic universe is still diving into some really incredible things for the lore for that. So lots of different ways you can go. Feel free to comment on this channel if you are curious what type of, you know, if you get a little theme but you're like, I don't know if I should go this way or that, we can comment on the channel and, you know, talk you through it a little bit. So another question that is very common for new players is, should I buy a deck online or at an LGS? So Andrew, what do you think?
Either or. I guess it depends on how you do socially, and if it's like, it depends if you're with your friends or not too, right? It's a lot easier to just walk into LGS with your buddies and just start picking stuff off the shelves or all that. For me, I just went online and looked up, you know, with Andrew pre-con I got.
Yeah.
Elves,
Yeah.
pre-con, and there it was. So.
And you just
it
got.
was more convenient.
Yeah.
I'd always recommend going to LGS.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you get this deck?
That was online.
That was online. Was that Amazon?
It's always online.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten get the Illustrat booster box from an LGS, but everything else has been like online.
Yeah.
Kingdom and
Yeah.
Amazon and stuff like that. So
It's so convenient. So Andrew how long have you been playing for? Because this hasn't been very long for us. So
we've been playing.
I would say a year. I think it was the spring of last year that I got the 4
Summer, huh?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, no, the spring. So yeah, just over almost 2 years.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. So we've been in this.
My brother and his buddies.
Yeah. So we haven't been into the industry before 2020, before that era. So a lot of this is from players who have been getting into it with this new modern kind of approach to Magic products. So, since COVID, there hasn't been, some of the shops kind of crashed. There was a couple less LGSs around. It wasn't as easy to get in touch with people in person to talk about this kind of stuff and, spend more time in an LGS when it's tight spaces. So there is a lot more product that has come out online that's been really available. However, I think that, trying to support those local businesses is always the good first route. But like Andrew said, it can be hard if you are walking in there and it's not a familiar shop, and you're like,
very intimidating.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Especially when you don't know what you're doing, but obviously if you choose to go and you keep going to the same place.
Yeah. So find a spot where they're gonna show you around a little bit, show you some of the beginner decks. Don't buy one right off the bat because it's their job to sell product. But take your time thinking about it when you get in there, and just try your best to ask questions because everybody started at this point. So don't be hesitant. A lot of people are very welcoming in this community. My next route would be something along the lines of like TCG Player. That's a good one, but it's I've heard bad reports of the fluctuating delivery time, whereas Card Kingdom has that convenience factor of you put in one big order, you're going to get it all at once, not be fishing around the mail or looking at different tracking numbers. So TCG Player has proven. I just bought the Commander Masters Collector Booster collector box, and that one I got through TCG, and that one came right on time. And so I've only one review for me, but it's a good one. And then Amazon's always.
Would you recommend that to a new person?
Not buying full collector boxes. I would not recommend buying stuff like this right out the rip.
Go all in.
Yeah. No, that would lead us to another question that I think we should just jump straight to, because it is, how can I prepare for my first game? Now, I'll go first on this one because you don't have to buy a full collector box. So
I would like to say it depends on the style of game, right? We mainly play Commander, so we buy a lot of Commander decks or, Commander pre-cons, there's standard and all that. So that is another thing to take into account of what you would like to spend.
yeah, because you need to pick the right cards. Yeah, if you get a 60, yeah.
You're going to be spending a little more for Commander because the quantity difference between the two. Or
Yep.
actually, I don't know the difference.
No, I think it's, yeah. Well, I think there's definitely more money in Commander for things like Secret Layers, those and anything that's Universes Beyond is going to cost a little bit more because it's a really unique.
Yeah, the uniques are the big one, right?
Yeah.
Copies.
So, in our sense, when it comes to playing Commander, if we're sitting down with someone like you who has not played a game yet, I think that it's really, it really helps to have at least a few things to get your first game started. If, let's say, you're going into an LGS and they have one of everything, or you know what to ask for, this can really help. So a pre-con, which was our first question, how do you figure out what to play? So assuming you've already figured out your pre-con, which is a great place to start. I wouldn't recommend anybody tries to start to build a deck because you'll probably just put 98 creatures.
Not unless
Yeah.
you already have a friend that's well versed
Yeah,
in it, and that you give them a kind of theme
yeah,
that you want help building.
Yeah.
Whether it's knights or dragons or
Yeah.
everybody loves dragons.
yeah,
Finds
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah. really figuring out that, and then yeah, just all you got to do is just start playing, and then you get hooked.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it all starts. It's really intimidating. There's a lot of different
Yeah.
aspects to it, but yeah, you just play once and then you're hooked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What would you say are other materials? Because I could think of a commander deck, a play mat. What else would you need?
Depending on the style of deck, a little bit of dice.
Yeah.
You know, some counters.
Mm-hmm.
Most decks come with life counters, but if you want to get your own fancy one, or if you're playing with a select pot of friends or something, you know, we have a iPad or tablet or something that has the app for that, which makes it super convenient for tracking all that. So
Yep.
I think those are the big things. And,
Yeah.
something to drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hydration.
Yeah. Hydrate. I didn't think about that.
Hydration and
Yeah. Make sure. Yeah. Bring some deodorant.
Smell great.
Don't be the bad example. Yeah. There's lots of bad examples out there in everything you do. The Magic community
Like the best
is just.
shave a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Since I jumped forward, I just want to make sure people know, bring the right materials. You want to have your cards. You want to have something to put around them, some sleeves. You're going to want something to hold your sleeved cards, because even if you jump into it and you fall off and you come back to it, they're going to be well maintained. If you feel like selling them again and they've now become a product that is now a year or two old, because you sleeved them and took care of them, you can probably resell them for a higher value if you wanted to get into a different set. So lots of pros to just sleeving up your cards. A playmat is always good. And sometimes when you have extras, you just share them with buddies. So I would ask anybody else that you're starting with if they've already accidentally maybe bought two of one thing and you could use that to start, because I would say that with your pre-con, with your mat, sleeves, deck box, those four things, if you just did those and you didn't get dice and tokens and stuff like that, I would say it's probably going to be around $80 to $100 to get into it with a really cost-effective deck. I'm talking like starter commander pre-cons that are on market value $25,
$30.
Yeah, just to get your feet wet,
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of any other decks that are still printed within the last 7 years that actually still kind of have some equal power against each other. So like if you or someone else wanted to get into it, you could each throw down $25 on TCG Player and you could get any of those 5 decks.
Yeah.
I know there's other ones out there that are cheap, but they're also older. They might have a lot of mechanics. The nice thing about the starter pre-cons, we'll put that on the screen. Those ones, I'm pointing over here because they're right here because we're going to play roulette tonight. So we got it sitting on the table. So I'm not just like pointing at nothing. Yeah. So I'm not going crazy. I'm not just waving to you guys. There's a box right there for our roulette game because I just did those videos on the deck techs, on the starter decks. But great decks to use. And let's see. Ooh, what information do I need from the group before playing a game of Commander?
I guess that depends on if you're in an LGS, local game store, by the way, or like a house pop, which is really, you can come up with your own house rules or anything like that, and understanding what your group wants to agree on and all that. Every group is different. Same with LGSs and stuff. You just gotta ask and really figure out what those rules are.
Mm-hmm.
Each team.
Yeah. It's good. Well, it's a big one because it's like what kind of things should you weigh out before even starting to play any game? I mean, I guess it's sort of the ground zero rule set. What are some good conversations to have? Like, I guess to be open is I always try to be one of the first ones to share what deck I want to play and try to stick to it so that if other people want to play based off that power level, they can try to do that and try to really explain.
They call them brackets, but I don't even know.
I'll put it on the screen.
Right.
I'll put it up there for a little while.
2 years and I still don't understand what brackets mean.
Yeah.
It's just it either pops off or it doesn't.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just mana starved no matter what I play. So
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, communication of what you're playing, especially if you're the new player and you're playing with some vets or, you know, some people that have extra repetitions under them, letting them know what you're playing, that way they can work around you instead of a surprise and then you're just getting stomped the whole time or something, right? Which could be demoralizing or you know, disappointing.
Yeah, because our full pod has a big range of experience levels from people that have been playing since the revised period, third set, to people that have been playing. One of our friends that comes out, Ben, has only played probably a dozen Commander games, so very new to the game. So when the four of us play, when you see me here, Andrew here, Ben across the table, and Dave, a lot of us collectively are playing with a total of maybe close to 5 years of total experience, or 6. Not very much when you get all four of us together, but that is exactly why we're doing these types of videos, because we want people who are learning about this game to feel like you did not invent this.
Because we're still learning too, right?
Yeah.
So we're in that same boat, and shoot, whenever we picked up Fred, we thought we knew
Yeah.
some stuff. No.
Yep. Yeah.
That's wrong.
He is what we would call the judge. Yeah. So the last thing that someone might be asking when they're getting into Magic the Gathering, I think this is a good one because it's hard to decide how social you want to be. This kind of falls into talking with another group. How do I find people in general to play with? So I just instantly think of places that I already am. Like, you got me into it as a friend, so I would say, like, search out your people that you already have some sort of a group with, whether it's in work or out of work. If you have anybody that you meet with, that's a great place to start. You know, and if you are in a stage where you're struggling to find someone that might be into it, or you're nervous to approach it, you can just go to your LGS. There's a few. We're in the Pacific Northwest, so we have stuff like TKO Collects. Yeah, it's fine. We're on the west side. Yeah, so there's places like you know, Game On at the mall. There's other places in Tacoma. Eastern Washington has lots of things like that too. So I'm not going to tell you what town we live in. Yeah. You hear that up there? Yeah. But I would say, you know, try to find people, even your siblings. It's hard to get your spouse into it. I would say that's a tough one. I think a lot of us have tried.
Start with your closest friends, right? None of us touched Magic until, like, my brother got me into it, and then our buddy David randomly brought it up one day, and then me and David talked about it, and then we got Gabe hooked, and we dragged Ben into it. So,
yeah.
And now it's like, we went from, like, talking, our group talking, like, once every 3 months, hanging out once every, like, half a year almost, and then now we're dedicating 1 to 2 nights a month and hanging out every day. So not only has it, like, given us all a hobby that we all love and, you know, spend time on learning, and
we can still be competitive because we're not going to rupture our knees trying to play flag football in the backyard. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also just, like, I don't want to say mended our friendship, but, you know, we've been able to hang out a lot more together and all that.
Yeah, a lot more than I think we would have.
Yeah. Same hobby and stuff like that. And then we brought other people too. So I would say if you start with your friends, you'd be surprised with, you know, how many people could actually be interested, right? If you guys can't steadily find something to get into. Yeah. Magic's definitely one of those fun things.
Yeah.
Sober
definitely. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And then, like what Gabe was saying, go to your LGS. Everybody's super nice. You know, everybody loves Magic. So it's like, take that leap, go to LGS, see if anybody wants to play, and I'm sure they would chaperone you or whatever.
It's got a way bigger community than I would have ever thought.
Yeah, it's definitely.
You'll be surprised.
In the last few years.
Yeah, like there's people at work, at church, like literally that I've talked to, where I'm
Cool
like,
to be a nerd.
yeah, definitely, because you would be very surprised who goes to the Renaissance fairs, who goes to Magic the Gathering tournaments.
Yeah.
So just be social, take the leap, and you will definitely bump into people that are like-minded.
Don't be intimidated by price tags on a lot of this stuff either. You know, you can have just as much fun with a $5,000 deck that you can with like a $30 deck, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't be intimidated by that. Play
Yep.
at your own pace.
Yeah.
Play with who you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just have fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for joining me for this. I know it's a it's a first podcast style video. So yeah, so now you're warmed up. You're gonna be really good for the games later. No, but I hope you guys enjoy this series. It's the Welcome to Magic series. We're just trying to make this as welcoming of a game. I hope you enjoyed this style video. If you guys have more questions, we can do a Q&A like this style with not just Andrew, but Andrew and Ben and David. But I'm just glad I could get Andrew out for this. So thank you again. We're going to play some Commander, and we're going to, the other guys are going to be showing up here soon, so we're going to have some sandwiches.
I know we steamrolled through this pretty quickly, so let us know if you want a more lengthy video.
Yeah.
More questions, like you said, a little Q&A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to pay him a pack of cards every time we do this, so yeah, pray for my bag basket. Yeah,
I'll
my
let you
packs.
know if he does
Yeah.
this video or not.
All right, well, stick around for the next videos. We're going to be doing more gameplay, and like Andrew said, we can, if you guys toss out some ideas, we might be able to put out some more content that you guys are interested in or curious about. So have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.